everybody. Welcome to EMESIS.
This might actually be a historic episode because right now Trump is like in the hospital with COVID. Apparently he's having problems breathing.
So our sitting president is currently in the hospital having breathing troubles because of a virus that he did precious little to help prevent in our country. I know people in other countries and their handling of COVID, like, they can go out without fucking masks, you know what I mean? Like, they're not fine, but they're doing way the fuck better than we are.
I mean, I'm in Canada right now, and things are a little bit better than America, say.
Like, Chris, you were like, you show me stuff you find walking around, like, not Ontario, Ontario.
I'm in Ontario,
and then,
yeah.
Like, you showed me one thing you found where it was just, like, a straight-up QAnon, like,
yeah, someone wrote QAnon on the side of a bridge.
Like, what did it say again? Do you remember?
It's just hashtag QAnon.
That's awesome, honestly. Like, I love QAnon. Like, they're so fucking stupid. Like,
it's funny.
No fucking reason for, like, anybody to be that delusional, and yet, like, I know, like, one or two people on Twitter that were just, like, kind of normal people that eventually became like Q people and are fucking mad now. Like, they're fucking weird. Like, I don't know if you know any, like, QAnon people, but they're absolutely insane. Like, they think, like, anything bad Trump does is, like, just the media.
Is that, like, where the, like, term, like, the deep state quotation marks comes from?
Yeah, like, it's the same people that, like, they genuinely, and the thing is, like, I meme a lot about, like, adrenochrome and how, like, because, I mean, the elites probably are lizard people, but I'm not, like, QAnon about it. Like, those people, like, genuinely think that, like, fucking John Podesta is, like, killing children and then, like, sucking their blood out, and, like...
and Hillary Clinton's eating the body.
And she's, like, you know, spitting eggs into, like, her, like, glass or whatever. But no, yeah, we got a good, political field, folks. We got a dying president.
And that might happen while we're recording. That will be huge.
And we got his opponent, who's a racist, warmongering geriatric.
Well, that's what Trump is, so.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, that's our guest for the day is our buddy Jake Asfaw.
Yeah, I haven't been talking because I don't give a shit about the state of anything. So, except, you know,
we forgot to introduce our guest. We got Alex or Jake.
You might have seen him in a episode. Well, not like an episode, but we did a video with him recently, and now he's officially with us for this episode.
Yeah, I'm officially here.
Jeff's place.
To make dumb fucking Orange Man bad takes. I don't give a fuck. I mean, who cares? I don't care.
Oh no, I know you don't care. So, like, can we talk about, like, Mr. Enter and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that is what I'm here for. Okay,
yeah, this is what he specializes in.
God, let me think about Mr. Enter and so far, like, what if there's anything recent about him. I will say this, Mr. Enter, I have yet to see any of his COVID videos. Mr. Enter, famous cartoon reviewer lolcow, he frequently, like, he'll make
Mr.
like
Enter the breathalyzer or whatever.
Mr. Enter the salt of the earth. He God, like, what's really weird about him is, okay, so he makes these, like, really moralistic cartoon reviews, and then he'll, like, turn around and make, like, a weird, almost, like, 2015 skeptic era video. Like, he
like Alex Jones tier.
Not like no, because Alex Jones is way more, like, interesting than Mr. Enter. So, like, what Mr. Enter will do is he'll make, like, a video. Okay, he made a video series, for instance, right, called Technocracy, and it's him, like, every episode is, like, yeah, I think episode 1 is Twitter, and it's him being like, Twitter's censoring people, and it's like, dude, you just got off reviewing, like, an episode of Fairly Odd Parents. Like, what the fuck are you know?
Yeah, I know, like, are you going to be getting censored because, like, you said an episode of Danny Phantom was bad? Like,
is that whole, like, oh, I've been shadow banned, and it's like, nah, people just aren't liking your tweets.
People just don't like you.
It'd be so funny if Butch Hartman got Mr. Enter banned from Twitter because he said something mean about, like, Tough Puppy or something.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be a really funny.
I mean, well, Butch Hartman really would shadow ban Mr. Enter for shit
Oh
talking.
no, yeah, he absolutely would. That's what would make it so funny, like that it's like R-slur versus R-slur. Like there's two like complete dumbasses like fighting.
Just like the debate.
No, yeah, exactly.
Dude, I would love some internet blood sports with Mr. Enter.
Dude,
but this is, huh?
Dude, hang on. If Butch Hartman ran for president, how well do you think he would do? If he ran as like a Democrat.
Wait, Democrat? He absolutely would not run for as a Democrat though.
Wait, oh, I mean, yeah, he's like a total like.
Yeah, he's a total like weird right. I don't want to say right wing because there's like he doesn't talk about politics much, but he's super religious. So.
Well, like then what would he run in? Like the birthday party, Kanye's party, like
the Republican Party. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I guess.
No,
like,
Butch is 100% Republican.
I don't know any like Republican policies that Butch Hartman has. Like,
I mean, he's probably against gay marriage. I know he, in his whole O-Axis thing, he's yet to answer whether or not he will allow LGBT content on there.
Cosmo is gay as shit, though. Like,
I do remember that.
I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that, like, and, like, this is my Fairly Odd Parents canon or whatever. Is
your head canon?
Cosmo was, like, he was only married to Wanda to, like, hide the fact that he was secretly gay as hell. Like, I mean, I don't know. That's my, like, you know, like, Ash's coma theory or whatever.
That's your headcanon, but that's like Caitlyn Bennett. Like, she got married, and, like, the guy, like, a lot of people are like, he's obviously gay, and, like, people can just tell, but yet they got married anyways.
Well, yeah, you might as well get married at that point. Well, people think, like, Tom Cruise is, like, gay, and, like, he's had several, like, wives.
It's
like,
a cover-up.
Fucking Jonathan Colton has a song about it where, like, it's just pretty much about how, like, Tom Cruise is probably gay. And, like, I guess that didn't age very well. He also uses the word retarded in it. Like, it says, like, Tom Cruise is playing somebody's retarded son, and it's like... Oh, Jonathan Colton.
Joe. Yeah, I mean,
it was 2008, so like, of course, like that was before like anybody gave a shit. But
yeah, I mean, that was still the fucking Bush years.
Dude, I've been thinking about him a lot lately. I interviewed him like 4 years ago, and he's like the fucking nicest dude in the world. Like, and that's like really relieving to me in a sense because like I don't know, people kind of stereotype Jonathan Colton to be like the kind of guy that is associated with like Bazinga culture, you know what I mean? Like people that wear
knock,
like
penny.
like Walking Dead shirts and like go around like quoting
people who
fucking
like the people who buy Star Wars posters on Amazon.com, those kind of people.
No, exactly, literally. But like you actually like talk to Jonathan Colton and he's like a super down to earth, friendly ass like
the kind of person that goes to GameStop to buy a Funko Pop.
Yeah, the person that like
no, the kind of person who goes to GameStop to buy a video game.
Honestly, like GameStop is really weird now because they don't really give a shit about selling games anymore. Now they're all about selling like
they push the games onto the wall,
like plushies and like trading cards and T-shirts and like
they push the games to the wall and then they cover the store in plushies and like Funko Pops and Rick and Morty and, socks
and like Pokemon cards and stuff. And it's like I don't give a shit about any of that. Like if I'm in a GameStop, I'm probably there to buy like I don't know, fucking Senran Kagura or whatever. Like I'm there to buy like a video game. I'm not like I don't. Funko Pops are the ugliest fucking thing in the world. I'm not there to buy one of those. Like,
and if you're gonna buy Pokemon cards, never buy them from those retail stores. Go to like a game shop that actually like ships them in and stuff. Like, don't get those.
Or just like, or go
Walmart
to fucking
packs.
Troll and Toad and just buy the cards that you want.
Yeah, pick your singles out. Unless like you're one of those people that like really likes to open boxes. Like, you're not gonna get a full booster box from GameStop.
I really want one of the fucking Ghost for Cyber Dragons. Like, I'll probably get one at some point. Like.
Oh, they're cool.
No. Black Rose Dragon? I forget which one it is, but...
I've got one of those.
Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking awesome.
Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I just realized that whenever anything, like, strays away from, like, internet lolcows, I just shut down and, like, have no opinion about anything. And it's, like, I'm, like, realizing this on this podcast right now, that I have, like, I don't care about anything unless, like, a person with autism is upset.
What kind of video games do you like, Alex?
God, I mean, the best video game, or like at least the video game that the last one that I remember being really interested in was that like Y2K, a postmodern RPG, because an autistic person made it and he got upset when people didn't like it. So I mean, that is the pattern holds true.
Is it because you like relate to it because you
do you
have...
mean Fallout 3?
No, Y2K. Have you? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Y2K, a postmodern RPG.
I
No.
know I know the name, but not.
Oh
like,
god,
I
it's
don't know.
so good. I recommend anyone who's interested in it watches the review done by Running Shine. Running Shine did like a 2-hour review of it. That's really good and really
I'll
funny.
put it in the description.
Yeah, because that's one of my favorite YouTube videos, honestly. It's like that game is so weird. Funnily enough, the main character's name is Alex. It's like, how do I explain it? It's like this weird Earthbound type thing. It's our like Earthbound worship thing, and
In a good way?
no,
Or,
in a
like-
bad way. It's a shit RP. It's shit. It's like a really bad game, but it's like convinced of its grandeur.
Like, how
Like-
are you going to be like inspired by Earthbound, which is like awesome, and then do it badly?
As in, like, oh, we're in the urban, we're in an urban place, and
like George Wood being like, Earthbound is the first ever RPG to take place in modern times.
yeah, so like it's really inspired by that. I mean, again, okay, you know, it's weird. It's like I've talked about Y2K a lot, but it's usually by people who know what Y2K is. It's more of a thing that's easy to like critique how it did something rather than explaining like what it is. But like you basically play this guy who's like an asshole who is trying to look for a woman that died. He's based on actually a real woman who died, which is really weird. But he like is looking
Did he
around
kill
for
her?
No, it's like a weird thing. He like saw her once and they talked for like a minute and now he's like in love with her and it's like looking around to find her because he's like where is she?
I mean in real life. Like, do you think the guy who made it killed her, and then he made a game around it?
I mean that would be quite a fucking twist.
Honestly, from the way you're describing it, it would not be much of a twist.
It just
That
sounds like it's
pretty-
happening. Like it sounds like we're building up to that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty logical in my opinion.
This is like an Alfred Hitchcock kind of thing. You're like setting up this massive thing that's gonna happen.
Like it'll be like the body of that woman is the like mother or whatever.
It's like a creepy pasta.
Yeah.
God, the whole thing is like a creepypasta. I mean, not really, but I mean, I feel like I'm wasting air here trying to explain like what it's like. But all I remember is there's just this like once to I guess describe what the writing is like. Okay, so it takes place in the 90s. Even though like it's really influenced by like internet culture, which doesn't make sense because the internet wasn't what it was in the 90s. So there's like a scene in it where this guy's like, "Yep, the future's looking bleak. The future's looking bleak in the late 90s, boys." And another guy goes, "Must be Y2K." Like that's what it's like, basically.
When like they didn't even really have like that concept yet. I mean, I guess
what?
like of Y2K. Like I guess like
No, they did
it was
in
coming
'99.
out.
Yeah.
In 1999, well, like later in 1999, I guess like people started like talking about it. If it like was in 1999, the game, I wasn't sure.
Well,
if you just meant,
that's so
like,
funny because like Y2K like didn't make any sense to begin with. It was literally just people being like, "Oh yeah, all the computers only go up to an interval of 1999," which like doesn't make any sense at all.
Well,
like,
no. It was that they have a 2-digit thing, so it's at 99. So what will happen after that when there's nowhere else to go? In reality, it just rolls over to 00.
But they still thought that it was gonna be like this huge like chaotic warfare when like
Yeah.
a fucking course nothing was gonna happen.
it was gonna go to 00. Like I feel like most people that know how things work would assume that.
I think that episode of Family Guy about Y2K is pretty funny, but like, I don't know. Like,
One of the
it's-
few like good episodes of the show.
Yeah. Well, that was like season 1 of Family Guy.
Yeah, that's
That
when
was,
like you know they knew how to write.
That was when they like were actually like putting effort into making like quality.
Before it became a joke highlight compilation.
That isn't even funny.
Yeah, I know. It's like watching a stand-up that like just never gets funny. It's like, all right, so when's the joke happening? And then you realize that they've already been telling the jokes.
It's like watching
The-
Joe
the-
Rogan.
The punchline is somebody saying, "Well, that's a thing."
Yeah. Hey,
No,
remember when we
the
did that
punchline is
thing?
there is no punchline, and that's anti-comedy. It's that like, Peter cooks an egg for 3 minutes, and that's the joke.
Well, or he'll like fight it like the chicken for like 2 minutes. And
Well, at
it's
least like that's like visibly a thing is happening. A lot of it's just like the dad sounds thing, where it's just Peter like going.
I remember specifically there's like, God, we're just talking about Family Guy now, but I remember there's like one segment that's just like Stewie thinks like a scene in a movie is unfunny, so there's like a 2.5 minute segment of him like flying to this person's house to punch him in the face and say like that wasn't funny, and that's the punchline, and you're just sitting there for like 3 minutes watching this happening. Like, I don't get it. Like, Seth MacFarlane is so fucking talented, and he uses it for the dumbest bullshit in the world.
He uses it for, like, Ted.
He's gonna be the guy who the Safdie brothers get next time.
He made that Ted movie.
He's gonna do the Safdie brothers thing. He's gonna the Safdie brothers are picking him next.
Well, like, I don't know if he's a good, like, on-screen actor. I think he's actually, like, a really good voice actor.
No, here's my Safdie brothers. It's like he's like a jazz singer. He's like a washed-up jazz singer, and like.
Okay, here's my pitch.
Okay.
It's Safdie Brothers directing a movie about Scatman John, starring him
Seth
as
MacFarlane?
John. Yes, Seth MacFarlane as Scatman John.
Well, that wouldn't. That's bad casting. Who is it? Scatman John is like very wholesome. Seth MacFarlane isn't wholesome.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane says, like, sex and fuck, so we can't have him.
Like, dude, someone like Tom Hanks should play Scatman John.
Well, the thing is, like, I wish Scatman John could play Scatman John, but sadly he's not.
So, I mean, we have to compromise. Jesus.
I had this, like idea for a, like, bar one time, where, like, the rap bar where it was, like, it's Scatman's world, we're just living in it. Like,
yeah,
that is pretty good.
And the thing is, like, I feel like that's true. Like, but, I mean, actually, no, I don't feel like that's true, because, like, Scatland is a much better world than the world we live in.
Yeah, Scatland, though, right? Because it's shit. Anyway, like...
Scatland is on fire. Be a good name for an album.
Alright, so we gotta talk about the fact that Digibro made a new rap album, again, where he
I do not know about this.
Yes,
okay,
he made a new album where he just, like, recorded freestyles and is now selling it for $2, and I listened to it, and it's, like, really bad. Like, just parts where, like, they literally can't think of the next bar, so they just go blah, 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 blah. Like, they say blah, blah, blah.
Like, then pause and write another bar.
It's so bad. And, like, they'll, like, do this, like, weird hum singing. Like, not like Kid Cudi, but, like, it's honestly surreal. And, like, I needed to show someone it because it was so bad. And there's, like, a part where Digibro rips off, like, Eminem's, like, he's, like, I remember when I was living in the VAB with a bit dick dog when I felt crazy. And it was, like, that kind of flow. And it's really bad. And it's really weird. And Digi's also mixed way louder than the other guys rapping. And they just, like, didn't fix that. And I love how when these projects come out, it's like mixing done by the Golden Witch, and it's like, dude, Digi is a fucking really bad mixer.
There was no mixing done.
I mean, like the audio isn't even balanced. That's like the first thing in mixing is like the first check, the first pass.
That's like that's like if I had like a fucking Turtle Beach headset and I'm like speaking done by Jess Casey, like.
You know what it reminds me of? Actually, I'll say exactly what it's like. There's a song Ghostface Killah did where he just literally, I'm really using the word literally right here. He raps over another person's song. As in, there is a song from the 50s and he does nothing to it. He just raps over it. And it's like production by Ghostface Killah. It's like you just fucking rapped over a song.
I mean, that took a lot of effort. He had to go onto YouTube. He had to go to YouTube to MP4. He had to download it, put it into whatever.
You go to ytpmc.cc or whatever that website is.
He had to download it. That took like a couple megabytes off his computer, and then he had to go and drag the file into whatever his interface is, and then he had to click record and start rapping over it.
I had to put more effort into getting fucking Matt Christman on my mixtape.
We're doing more effort by recording this podcast than...
No, exactly, yeah. Like, I'm gonna, like, editing this, I'm gonna, like, have more fucking, like, a harder of a time. Like, Did she put out a video recently? I didn't watch it, but it said like Ghost in the Shell, like changing yourself, and I don't know what it was about. But
No,
I'm
I
imagining-
have something to say about that. So he went full doodle tones and he just pitched his voice up.
Can
like-
you hang on? Hang on. Can you explain to people who Doodle Tones is like? Very
No, I will
You
not
can't
do
just
that.
name
So
drop
anyway,
these, like,
he
No.
pitched his
YouTubers that
voice
have,
up.
like 5 subs.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
then I will.
Okay. If it's your podcast. If you want me to explain who Doodle Tones is, I will.
People
we
don't
haven't even
know who
explained
the fuck
Digibro.
that is.
I hardly
We haven't
know who
even-
that is until like you showed me a video.
All right, okay. I'll do a quick once-over of all these people. So, Digibro is a famous, not famous, e-famous anime critic. I guess even formerly e-famous.
Oh, we know
who
Digibro. I'm talking
is-
about Doodle Tones.
Okay, I know. Do people know about Digibro, though?
Yeah.
I would assume
Okay,
if they
do?
know about
All right,
EMESIS,
Doodle
then, like,
Tones. So there's a thing called the commentary community, or specifically the slideshow commentary community. It's different than Leafy's commentary community, where people like have these like garbage OCs on screen, and they use it to react to like top 10 lists or reviews that they don't like. It's really autistic, really terrible. And one of the most prominent members of this community, which is now dying, is Doodle Tones. Like the community is dying, not Doodle Tones.
Wait, die? I thought I was about to
Okay,
say,
no.
like,
Doodle
are they
Tones
okay?
is healthy, very not unlike Donald Trump. So Doodle Tones is trans, and they don't, I guess, want to work on their like voice, so they just like pitch up their voice, as in like in Audacity, they just use this shit like thing there to like just
Yeah, like the pitch shift.
right. So and Digi tried doing that, but I think
And it sounded awful. I know what you're talking about.
Right,
Like,
right. So
like, it
Digi
was-
did it. The thing is though, I'm not sure what program Doodle Tones uses, but the issue with when Digi did it, and I'm pretty sure Digi did it in FL Studio, is that there's these overtones that are left in, these like really high pitched like tones that are left in that are just ear grating, and like all you had to do is just like EQ it a bit, and Digi knows what
Like,
EQing
Digi
is.
can't even put in the fucking effort to do that.
Yeah, so just absolutely ear grating. I couldn't even fucking watch it, and I like watch everything by Digi because I need to know what's happening. And it was actually a significant video because it is the first video Digi put out post
Isn't it like?
breakup.
Isn't it even like a scripted thing too?
It is a scripted video. It is basically
And, like,
what
it's was it like one of the first scripted things he's fucking done in like ages?
it's the
Well,
first.
not like ages,
not-
but like
not-
a lot,
hasn't
like
been
a while.
that long, but well, it was like in 3 weeks. The first thing he did in 3 weeks. Well, just the first thing period he did in 3 weeks.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, I mean like generally scripted, because like you've talked before about how Digi's content, like a lot of people hate it because they want him to do like.
Here's the thing. That's a little bit
scripted
old now.
anime.
That's a
Well,
little bit
because
old
he
news.
got famous for doing, like anime discussion videos that were like edited and scripted.
He got so fucking popular. He was on like the Needle Drop like 3 times.
Yeah, and then like slowly devolved into just making videos, getting high, and talking about weed for like 5 minutes.
And honestly, like Digibro is like literally the worst stereotype of a like I smoke weed.
Of a weed head
Like-
and a trans person.
Like, well, no, it's weird. It's weird because like I smoke weed, but like I've never been like weed guys. Like weed is the blah blah blah. Like I've never been that kind of fucking guy. But Digi, like as soon as he started smoking weed, like literally like the minute he indulged in it, he started going for that like Joe Rogan route, like of being like, oh yeah, weed is like the greatest thing ever. Like, oh, legalize it, brah. You know what I mean?
What's funny
Something
about
that like
that
a
is,
14 or 15-year-old would do.
Digi?
No, exactly. Like,
Did you point
his
it out?
mental age, like, was like really represented in him getting into weed because he acted exactly like everyone I knew when I was like 15 who smoked weed.
Well, here's
He
the thing
acts,
that's weird
and
about.
he still acts like that.
All right, the thing that's weird about Digi is that he not called out Joe Rogan, but pointed out like, yeah, Joe Rogan's for people who are like have yet to get into this
Digi
shit.
calling out anyone.
No, Digi just called out a lot of people, but he was saying like Joe Rogan, he's like basically like the first step into critical thinking. Like he's not like he's not the deep shit. He's just like the guy.
Wait. I'm sorry to cut you off, but does Digi think that he's a higher level of critical thinking than Joe Rogan?
Here's the thing: is that yes, but Digi has also said that like his goal isn't to be the deep. I think it's like him rationalizing why he isn't very smart. He's like, my goal is to like get people into deeper anime analysis. That's my goal. Is like I'm the mediator between the real deep shit and the normies. And it's like,
well, the weird thing is like Don Jolly is way smarter than Digibro, and Don Jolly doesn't posture as like a smart person. He just like talks about stuff, and like he's way more knowledgeable than Digibro is.
Well, the thing that's really sad about Digi is that he's only really, I guess, learned in terms of anime and nothing else. And anytime he tries to talk about anything else, it's very obvious he does not have a sufficient knowledge base.
Especially fucking politics. Hang on, like, not to go on a divergence or whatever, but when Don Jolly did a podcast with Digibro, they talked about Epstein, and like, Don Jolly was talking for the entire thing because he actually knows about the Epstein stuff, and he was like giving very detailed like explanations of all this stuff that was happening, and Digi was just going like, you know, yeah, right, yeah, like throughout the entire thing, because Digi doesn't fucking know a goddamn thing, like, but he had Don Jolly on to make him seem like he's smart because he knows people where like they can give him they can convey all the knowledge, and then he just says like,
he's like, I agree with this person
yeah.
and what they're saying.
He's basically James Rolfe. He's like this, yep, yep, yeah, as like Don Jolly's talking about like child rape, like
yeah, rape children, yeah, that's right. God, like it's a deep well. It's a deep well, Digi is. And honestly, I'm actually like, his Kiwi Farms is going really fast. I'm actually not even caught up with it. But I will say, I watched a kind of a little bit of a vintage clip, and it was really hilarious. Linked on Kiwi Farms. This guy was like, "This is the moment that everything went wrong with Digibro," and I clicked on the video, and the first thing Digi says is like, "So I've been getting really high lately." And it's like, yeah.
That is it.
No, literally, yeah.
That is the beginning of the end.
I'll get this. Actually, the video is like a thesis statement of everything wrong with current Digibro. It was called like Ideas, and it was just like Digi saying like, "Oh, I get really high and all these ideas about analysis of anime," and so he scribbles them down, and the whole video was like him being like, "Okay, so basically, I don't know how to make this like an actual video, so I'm just gonna like read off all my ideas and just say them at you, and that's what this video is."
That's like that, dude. Imagine like if you were direct, like I know it's like a different scale, but imagine if you like made a feature film and then you like you're fucking James Cameron, you present your next movie, and then everyone is in the cinema, like they're looking at the screen, and then it's just like a blank, like a page that says like the script of the movie.
Or no, it's like there's like a plot happening, and it just like cuts to something else and cuts to something else, and it's not even coherent. It's just like
it's like that, like, but they're all like finger puppets, and it's all like hard transitions that don't like.
And then at the end, it's like, well, it's a work in progress. These are just a bunch of ideas I have that I don't know what to do with, and then like, everyone stands up and claps.
It's
well, it's like a work in progress that has no progress. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it's like the progress has ceased. I mean, it's basically like you're reading a book. Like Stephen King puts out a book, and it's just like him explaining ideas he has for stories that he won't make. It's like, well, how about you make an actual fucking story that is made?
I mean, to be fair, every Stephen King novel is the same thing.
How many fucking Stephen King novels have you read?
Like, about like 6 or 7.
I mean, listen, I was expecting you to say none, so I mean, I guess
I've read, let's see, Misery, Hearts in Atlantis, most of the Stand. That thing's way too fucking long. Like, I don't know, I could go on, but like, Stephen King, like, he just has this weird, the Dreamcatcher too, like, he has all these, like, this weird theme where, like, every single one of his novels is the exact same thing. Like, every one is, like, about an alcoholic writer from, like,
Maine.
From Maine, or from, like, some, like,
it's
town.
Maine. It's Maine.
Or like,
Maine.
some state that nobody gives a shit about.
It's just self-insert.
Like, sometimes it's different, and I mean, like, only sometimes. Like, but the thing is like, he's a solid enough writer. He just doesn't know how to write anything other than what he's been writing for the last.
So he just like puts
Like
himself in the
Digi, bro.
thing.
It all comes full circle.
like that's actually like John Green kind of. I've actually wanted to talk about John Green on the pod before. Have I?
We got to get into that. I think like more extensively if we haven't already.
Oh my god. Okay, so I want to talk about John Green. So I guess
The first
like-
time someone said that in like 5 years.
yes.
Except for Jess.
So-
Jess talks about John Green.
all the time. But okay, so like you all know John Green, but to give you a little bit of a background, I guess. John Green, YouTuber, one of the Vlog brothers, like very very influential YouTubers that like they did VidCon. They like,
invented
are very,
VidCon, yeah.
Yeah. They honestly, I think like they're relatively fine YouTubers. Like I know people have their grievances with them, but like I wouldn't watch any of their videos nowadays, but like I don't like begrudge my time I used to watch them. But John Green's novels are fucking awful.
The one
Like,
that
I
most
don't know.
people would know is probably The Fault in Our Stars because that got made.
But I want to get into looking for Alaska first, because Looking for Alaska is so fucking. So the plot of that movie, well, it was made into a movie, but the plot of that book is just that this guy who's like a complete cuck, like, because John Green for some reason likes all of his male characters to be like these really like anti-sex, like, oh, I just want to be romantic with you type, like, I don't know why, like, he has this weird obsession with them being like anti-sex, and then
like
being,
the girl is making advances and he's like, no, I don't want to do that.
well, like, okay,
The Woody
so,
Allen
like,
approach, yeah.
I'm gonna just spoil the entire plot of Looking for Alaska. So basically, this guy like goes off to like college or like a trade school or whatever, and he meets this girl Alaska who's like, you know, the stereotypical like manic pixie dream girl. Like she's, you know, like hot, like really the babe you want. Except she already has a boyfriend. Ooh, that's bad. And then the guy like spends the entire novel like trying to get her to like love him anyway. And then there's like a point in the book where then while she's dating this guy, she like makes out with the main character, and then it's like presented as like, oh yeah, I finally scored. And then like a day or two later in the book, this is where I get into like spoiler territory, like the Alaska just decides to drive drunk and dies. And like the main character knows this is going to happen. Like he she told him that she's going to be driving, and she was like visibly like drunk as hell. And the main character like knows that this shit is going to happen, and he's like, oh, well, I love you, Alaska, like, you know, take care or whatever. And then she crashes and dies.
How
and
could
then,
this happen?
No, exactly. Yeah, and then his reaction is like, wow, I wish I could have done more to prevent this. And it's like, you could have, you stupid...
You could have been like, hey, get an Uber or taxi or whatever the fuck.
And so, the finale of that book, well, there wouldn't have been Uber, because the book came out in like 2006.
Oh yeah,
but, like,
so it would be just like, yeah, go grab a taxi or like get your friend to drive you home.
But the climax to that book, though, is that the guy wants to, like, make Alaska's, like, legacy worth it or whatever by, pulling a big prank on the school. I don't remember what the prank itself is, but it's, like, just some stupid thing. Because, like, the whole thing was that Alaska was, like, a edgy, like, prankster, like, that went against the grain, you know what I mean?
Counterculture for the win.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I don't know. That book just sucks. And it's funny, like, that he won a Pritz Award over it. Or, like, Prince? I forget what it's called, but, like, there's some, like...
The Oscar for
novel.
books.
It's not even that. Like, it's...
Wouldn't that be the Newbery Award?
I don't know.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be, like, the Razzies or anything. Like, it would be something, like, slightly lower than, like, the Oscars. But, I don't know. But, like, honestly, that's probably the best of his books, though, because, like, The Fault in Our Stars, like, this is a weird thing about me, listeners of EMESIS. I've read, like, every John Green novel except for, An Abundance of Catherines and whatever the latest one he put out was, that, like, nobody really gave a shit about.
Yeah,
like,
so you have
it's,
all
like,
the right to judge because you actually have like gone through the source material.
because like, well, like at the time I loved those novels, but now I like think back on them and I think they're fucking stupid. Like The Fault in Our Stars, like, is just like depression porn.
That's all
like,
it is.
Like illness depression porn, because it's like, okay, so EMESIS listeners, if you don't like remember that much about The Fault in Our Stars, it's
I don't
literally-
blame you.
Yeah, of course, but it's a novel in which a woman or like a teenage girl with like lung cancer that has to be constantly stuck to one of those breathing tube thingies, like, meets this other guy who also had cancer, like, in his leg or whatever, Augustus Waters, who, like, the whole, like, oh, it's a metaphor thing, which I think is the funniest shit in the world, where he, like, would put a cigarette in his mouth, but then not actually smoke it, because he said, like, it's a metaphor for how, like, he's dying, but he's not letting that kill him, and it's like, John, what the fuck are you going for?
No one would do that. Like, that's not a thing.
Exactly.
People do.
Like, if somebody did that, I'd think they would be like a weird, like, recovering, like, meth addict. Like, but anyway, so they fall in love, and then, like, Augustus is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, take you on this, like, wild adventure. Like, we're gonna have, like, the best time of your life. And then they go to Switzerland and or wait, no, sorry, the Netherlands, and they have, like, this nice, like, week where they spend time there, like, doing some, like, cordial kind of, like, they go to restaurants and stuff. They, like, I don't know, do all this shit, like, what you would expect on, like, a tourism trip. And then, while they're there, Augustus reveals to her randomly that his cancer has come back and he's going to die in the next, like, week or so. Like, and the main character is obviously, like, Hazel is, like, completely fucking panicked by this and is, like, and devastated and, like, why didn't you tell me this before? And he's like, well, I wanted you to give you the best week of your life before you found out. And it's like,
what?
Sounds like a
like,
fucking prostitute.
no, like, I'm not kidding. That's, like, literally what happens in the novel. And, like, that, and, okay, and so then what happens, like, they spend the rest of their time in the Netherlands, and then they leave. They go back to, I think they go back to, I don't know, some fucking state, like, wherever John Green lives. He sets all his novels wherever, like, oh, Indiana, I think. But, so they go back there, and then Augustus, like, dies. Like, it just, like, the story skips forward, like, right to the point that Augustus dies, and then it says, like, Augustus passed away, and I thought, blah, 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 you know, like, it just goes straight to that, and then the ending of the novel is just, like, Hazel being like, well, he died, that sucks, I still love him, and it's like, there's no, like, exploration of, like, how dickheadish that is to, like, not explain to your fucking, like, also dying girlfriend that, like, you're about to die, like, right before it happens.
Yeah, I know. Like
that.
there's
Like,
no
that's
point.
so weird. Like, but like, what? Like, the thing is, it's like, what's weird to me isn't even the contents of that itself. It's like the fact that John Green wrote that and thought it was normal.
He was like, this
Like,
is people will connect with this. This happened in real life.
exactly. Like, John Green just casually wrote that.
Well,
and was
okay,
like,
you got to keep in mind though, this is the same person that has like a sticker on his laptop that says like this machine kills fascists, and then he writes books about like high school romance.
One of my favorite Tumblr posts of all time was from my boy Got It For Cheap. He said, like, why does John Green have a sticker on his laptop that says, this machine kills fascists, dude? All you do is write stories about teenagers fucking.
Yeah, it's
like,
so true though. That's literally it.
Like, oh, shout out to Christian. Like, literally, but that's so true. Like, I've also read Paper Towns, which,
That's the other one
like,
I'm familiar with, like vaguely.
The weird thing is, I've never read Will Grayson, but the only thing I know about it is, like, okay, do you know anything about that novel?
I don't.
So basically, half of it John Green wrote, and half of it David Levithan wrote, who's some other guy.
David
and,
Foster Wallace.
That'd be amazing. Like, he shot himself because he wrote a novel with John Green. But no, like, he, half of that book is written by John Green, and David Levithan wrote the other half. But the only thing I know about it is that the main character in John Green's half, his favorite band is Neutral Milk Hotel, and he's, like, obsessed with them. And I'm like, John Green, what do you know about Neutral Milk Hotel?
Dude,
like,
listen, I'm just glad if anyone likes them. That's how my
oh,
stance,
no,
you know?
oh, no, exactly. I mean, like, his favorite band is the Mountain Goats, like...
And the Mountain Goats like John Green, so...
They performed at Carnegie Hall, like, to open a thing that John and Hank did, like...
Jesus.
No, but anyway, Paper Towns, though, I was going to talk about. Paper Towns might be the most, like, cucked of all of the John Green novels, though, because that one is literally, like... So the plot of that book is that... I mean, like every John Green novel, basically, it's some, like, total nebbishy, like, bitch boy who's, like, obsessed with some, like, manic pixie dream girl. And, like... They're both obsessed with, like, the idea of paper towns, which are, like, towns that are, like, on maps, but don't really exist. Like, they're placed there. So basically, paper towns are placed on, like, maps, so that if somebody copies their map, they know that they copied it, and they can sue them for it or whatever, like, that kind of thing.
The fuck?
So, no, yeah, like, it's actually a pretty interesting concept to, like, base a novel
That does
around.
sound like a concept that is, like, intriguing, but like for John
it's
Green
not done
to
very
write,
well.
yeah,
though.
like for John
But-
Green to write it.
So basically, like, he's obsessed with this girl that, like, she is obsessed with, like, being mysterious and going to, like, remote locations that he doesn't know about. And so the entire second half of that book is, like, she goes to a paper town that's, like, in, like, New York or something, like, literally halfway across, or, like, all the way across the country, like, from where they currently are. And they have this, like, big road trip, and that's the whole second half of the book. And then and this is also this is spoiling the whole ending or whatever, like, they end up finding her, and then they, like, have this semi, like, romantic moment, like, where they're, like, you know, like, kissing, and they're like, oh, this is, you know, what everything wanted to be or whatever. But then the girl just says, like, no, now's not the right time, and then just, like, blackballs him or whatever, and then, or blue balls him, and then he's just like, okay, and then they go back home, and that's the end of the book.
That sounds like a waste of time.
No, it is! Exactly! I clipped my audio there, but, like, it literally is such a fucking waste of time. Like, I read that whole thing, and, like, it's not even the kind of thing where, like, the main girl is not even, like, she seems like kind of an asshole. Like, it's not even the kind of thing where you even want him to get
That's
with,
like an even shittier version of, like, Dude, Where's My Car, but it's not, like, stupid funny. It's just, like, a waste of time, because the whole, like, Dude, Where's My Car thing is that it's across the street or something.
Well, the thing is, like, looking for Alaska, like, John Green at least makes Alaska Young seem like a, you know, like, the kind of person you would want to, like, try to romance or whatever. Like,
Yeah, you'd want to pipe
like,
down.
like, if you had, like, a social link or whatever. Although, that's very strange to me, because John Green is, like, 40, and he, like, everyone in that novel is, like, 15, 16. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, in general, like, young adult authors are very weird to me.
I mean, all young
like,
adult authors and emo musicians are pedophiles. I mean, and Smash players.
It's all true.
And Chris is a
sorry,
Smash
Chris.
player.
I'm not a Smash player.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, he's only smashed some underage Smash players.
There's the police sirens.
Okay, so listen, right now, Jess just sat here and gave an audiobook basically on all the John Green books, and that means that it's time for me now to tell you guys one of my funny, wild, crazy dreams. Oh boy, that's the reason that's the EMESIS way, is that I say my fucking brain
Basically, his brain, because he actually has autism, his brain just comes up with, like, very fascinating stories, and so he just stores them all in there, and then like
Yeah, I store
just
them.
extracts
Hang
them
on,
on the podcast.
hang on. Like, I'm really sorry to like detract, but like before you tell your dream, can I tell like my one small dream that I had that I told you about?
Oh, go ahead.
No, well, like it'll take like not long at all. Like I had a dream that Movie Bob died, and we didn't know how to like take it because like we make fun of Movie Bob, but also like he died. It's like we didn't like it was like a weird thing where we just didn't know how to feel about it.
I want to say one
and
thing
it felt
about
so
Movie Bob
real.
after that. Movie Bob said that China has a better dystopia than America because China has like drones or some shit.
No, like for some reason, like Movie Bob thinks that America is like the worst like dystopia in the fucking world when it's like go to Syria, dude. Go to fucking like
Watch like
go to Piccadilly.
Watch like an American drop a bomb on your house when you're 5 years
Go
old.
to North Korea, Movie Bob.
Yeah, like and he thinks like America's like the worst country in the world. He's like, man, even China's dystopia is better. They have like flying drones on the street.
I want like a reaction video of Movie Bob watching like footage of like an average North Korean like day. Like they have footage of that on YouTube, and it's really harrowing. Like I want him to still be a eugenist like after that. Like anyway,
He'd be like, "Where's the superhero?"
I was wait, eugenist. What do you mean?
Movie Bob is a eugenist. You didn't know
wait,
that?
First of all, I know that. Second of all, I think it's eugenicist. Third of all, like what do you?
No, eugenist is the same thing.
Who gives a fuck? Anyway, so I don't care. Anyway, so all right. Now I've had many dreams, and I'll again because it's once an episode. That's the way it goes. I'll let you guys pick which one you want to hear about. Do you want to hear the one about like Power Rangers? Do you want to hear the one about Chief Keef? Do you want to hear the one about Camp Lazlo, or do you want to hear the one about Psychic Pebbles?
I want to hear Chief Keef.
Is that to say Chief Keef? Yeah.
The moment you said Chief Keef.
Actually, also there's another one where I'm screaming at a child. There's another one you can also
Chief
pick
Keef.
from. Chief Keef. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say this
Shouting at a
it's
young
actually not
child.
one of the most interesting ones. But what it was is, I was like, fucking. Basically, like I was trying to get back home. And so to get back home, my vision became like a cyberpunk map. And I was like, and I realized, and I think Chief Keef was going to like call me a Uber or a taxi or something.
Him specifically?
Yes, or like he was there. I don't know why. Chief Keef was there.
Well, Chief Keef would be in the like cyberpunk future.
He would be.
He's
Absolutely.
guiding it.
So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out I'm feeling embarrassed in front of Chief Keef because I'm like, where the fuck is my town on the Washington map? And I'm like looking around, like trying to I'm like swinging my head around to like look at the map. It's hard to explain, but like me moving my head like moved the map, and I'm like trying to like point like, oh fuck, gotta get the map, and then like I finally was like selected I think the right town, and I was going there, and I passed a basketball court, and Chief Keef was there, and it was like this weird thing of like, don't let him see me, because if he sees me, he's not gonna be happy. Don't let Chief Keef see me. Don't let Chief Keef see me.
This is like the most autistic Ari Aster movie of all time.
And I can't let I don't want to piss, or like he can see me, but I don't want to piss off Chief Keef. Don't piss off Chief Keef.
I mean, I would be the same way. Like, I don't want to piss Chief Keef off. Like, I love him.
Well, I was scared because I thought he was
like,
gonna wipe.
He's finna pull up on you.
I'm just picturing
he's
like
gonna wipe my nose.
It's hold my liquor.
Can you imagine? Honestly, like the thought of like, I don't know if you like, you guys don't know what Alex looks like, but the thought of Chief Keef pulling up on Alex and beating him up is so funny to me. Like,
Chief Keef beats up a blind autistic man.
Like Alex is blind, like not like literally blind, but like he like cannot see like past like 2 inches in front of his face, like, and you can tell looking at him, and like it'd be funny just imagining Chief Keef like you saying that about me, man? Like
he tapped our Discord calls. You think of a fucking he's like
Chief Keef has a Discord and he joins our server and he's like
I heard someone was shit talking.
No, he doesn't even fight me.
It'd be like fucking Doja Cat on Tiny Chat.
What?
Doja Cat, the
Yeah.
like rapper
Right.
singer or whatever. She like would go out like she would go into like alt-right tiny chats. Did you know that?
And do what?
Like talk to them like normal.
About like the JQ?
Well, she was literally one of them. Like
Oh god.
She was just like a
She's
member,
act-
an
she's-
active member.
no, literally she's actively one of those people. Which I think is kind of interesting. Like I don't support it obviously, but
It's
like,
just like-
let's
Yeah, for like someone that's a mainstream artist to be like a tiny chat
like
alt-right.
like it's one thing for like Morrissey to be like a like admitted nationalist, but for like a modern artist like Doja Cat to be going into like literal like 8chan servers and stuff and like just talk to people is really weird to me. Like, but I think that's like kind of, I don't know, she's gonna be canceled for something, might as well make it be something interesting like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's like better than, you know, just like being in
like
shit for
Aziz
something.
Ansari got attempt Me Too just for being a shitty date. Like, you might as well do something interesting.
Yeah.
So like,
What was it?
Okay, how about this? How about this? How about this?
Alex got attempt Me Too'd one time.
Yeah,
Or not
not
Me
me-
Too.
not Me Too.
Attempt-
Okay.
No, 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 no.
That,
I wanna say,
Alex raped me.
Yeah, I raped
Jesus
Jess, yeah.
Christ.
Oh no, but no, like Alex got attempt canceled one time for making stupid jokes on Twitter.
Funnily
like, literally
enough,
that
one
was
of 'em-
all it was.
Actually, I was gonna say, what if fucking like Gavin McInnes and Chief Keef were in the same room?
I don't know. That'd be really weird.
I think Gavin McInnes would like shoot Chief Keef before he had the chance to pull his gun out. Like, I think Gavin McInnes probably would just. Actually, never mind. Gavin McInnes is the total pussy.
I would hope
like,
that
I'm pretty
Chief
sure,
Keef
like-
would shoot him.
Like, fucking Gavin McInnes had Nick Mullen on his podcast, and Nick, like, completely owned him just by, like, bringing up valid points about, like, every stupid fucking talking point Gavin brought up. Like, I showed Alex that clip, or, like, not a clip, it was, like, a
I looked
full-
it up and I listened to the whole episode. It was,
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of it, but it was pretty funny how, like...
I mean, like, it's not even that, like, worth remembering that much, but it's, like, Nick did, like, completely own Gavin in that
Good.
video.
Yeah, I was thinking about Nick Mullen earlier today, about how, like, he had that, like...
I think about him all the time.
Right. He had that, like, autistic date, and he was, like, watching No Country for Old Men with her, and she's like, this movie's bad. And he's like...
Oh my god, yeah, like,
talking
10
about
minutes
first-
in, and then...
And, like,
and
I
he's
was
like-
thinking about that, like, that is, like, that really, like, is a... I don't explain this. That's a good point on Nick's part. Like, yeah, like, if your date is like, No Country for Old Men, this sucks. It's like, yeah, something's wrong. There's something wrong with someone who doesn't like that.
Like,
Well,
like I've never seen that movie, but like it looks like a fucking incredible movie. Like
Yeah, it is.
as great as it
I
is, it's not like a date movie necessarily, unless you're dating like a film bro girl. But like,
I'm gonna link that clip in the description. I think it's so funny. Like at one point, Nick like he wanted to get Oreos like that she had.
I love this
like
part.
just laying around, and then like he was like, "Yeah, can I have some of these Oreos?" And she's like, "You can have one or two." And then like he was like, whatever. And then she went to the bathroom and he like passive
Stuffed, like, 6 in his
aggressively
mouth,
like.
yeah.
He took like 10 Oreos and shoved them in his mouth like all at once just to like spite this stupid bitch. Like,
oh, I could like down a whole bag of Oreos. I have like an Oreo addiction. They're so fucking good.
dude,
you know
Oreos
what's-
are
dude,
fucking
this,
amazing.
like one of
this
the
is
best
thing about
cookies
Oreos.
of all
I love
time.
Oreos.
R/hail corporate, am I right, guys?
Here's
No,
the
I'm
thing
just
with
kidding. I
Oreos. The
love
number one
Oreo.
thing
Like,
that prevents me from eating...
Hang on.
Dude, shut the
Emesis
fuck
get
up! You're always
sponsored?
talking! Let me talk for one fucking moment! Okay,
Can
so...
Emesis get sponsored
No, I finished
by
what I'm saying!
Oreos?
Alright, so anyway, what I was gonna say is...
I want an Oreo sponsor.
Oreo sponsor us, please.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, baby. Want some Adam West penis?
So a couple days ago, or was it 2 days ago or yesterday, we got Minecraft Steve coming to Smash Bros.
No, that was this morning.
No, that was yesterday morning.
Was it? Wait,
October
really?
1st, yeah.
That'll
it's the
be my
2nd.
cue to head out, guys. I actually gotta go. I have things I gotta do. And I just want to let the classic dynamic of EMESIS return, where it's just Chris and Jess.
Alright, so basically, yesterday morning, Smash announcement, We all wake up 10 a.m. EST. We go to watch a 3-minute video.
It was the first thing I saw when I woke up, and I couldn't believe it.
Basically, hundred thousands of people get up at whatever time in the morning to sit at their computers or phones for a 3-minute video.
They think it's gonna be another fucking Fire Emblem character. I had an idea. I had a pitch where I was like, what if the next character is literally just like the box art for a Fire Emblem game?
Yeah, it's like...
And then like with arms and legs.
And it has a sword.
No, not even that. Like, it's like punches people. Like, it's basically like Little Mac.
Except it's Fire Emblem the game. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, everyone had predictions. People were like, oh, it's going to be Dante. No, it's going to be Sora, Crash Bandicoot, because the Crash game's coming out.
Like... The biggest one I saw was Sora. Yeah,
everyone
like,
wants
thought
Sora.
It was gonna be...
I don't care about Kingdom Hearts, so Sora.
I don't know why they want Sora. Like, that's not a very like. He has his Keyblade, I guess. He doesn't have.
He would just
many
be another
sword
fighter. He wouldn't be unique. But you know who was unique?
Like,
fucking Steve from Minecraft being put in the mind.
Like that reveal, it was so like surreal to watch, because like that's something you would just like. It looks like a fucking, like, Steam filmmaker video or something, like, because it doesn't feel real, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like Steve is... Like, it's weird to think Minecraft is going to be in Smash now.
Yeah, but, like, it makes complete sense to me, because it's, like, the best-selling game of all time. 200 million plus sales, and, like, I know it's, like, kind of like a weird fit, because the aesthetic is completely different, but they made it work. Like, it looks fitting, but at the same time, you know, it looks surreal, because it's, like, Minecraft actually got into Smash, which was always, like, a joke people would make, but, like, they put Sans in, like, as a Mii costume, so, like, anything is fucking possible.
You know what pisses me off, honestly, still, is that they made Goemon just to, like, Mii costume. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, like, people don't really seem to care about Goemon very much, but, like, I had that game as a kid on N64, and I fucking, like... I have a huge attachment to Goemon, and I really wanted him to be, like, an actual fighter, and, like, they didn't give him that. They gave him, like...
A Mii costume.
Oh, a Mii... Like, that's, like, good enough, I guess, but, like, I would have preferred, you know, like, an actual fucking...
I guess it is
character.
better than becoming, like, a spirit, because the spirit system is stupid. It's not as good as custom moves from Smash 4, which is, like, the only good thing from that game.
Like, I don't fucking get it. Like... Honestly, they could even just implement something where, like, the Mii costumes have their own special, like, final smashes or something. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. Like,
I know.
Sans could have some weird, like, I don't know, to not die, you have to, like, move your cursor around, like, the shmup.
Yeah, I know. Like, that would be kind of cool.
Like, there's so many ways you could implement that. Like, I don't know, Goemon could have, like, Impact. I don't know if you ever played Goemon.
I have not.
Like, Impact is, like, the giant robot that, you, like, summon, and he has, like, a really weird... I might actually use him as a visualizer. Like, he has, like, a really weird, like, almost terrifying, like, face. But, no, Goemon is great. But, no, I just love that, like... I really do love that they pulled something out of left field like Steve from Minecraft.
Because that's such a unique character. There's so much opportunity.
No, it is, yeah. Like, that's what I love, is that...
Like, I don't want to hear any of these competitive players be like, oh, like, he's probably gonna, like, have these stupid gimmicks. I don't fucking care about that. That is a fucking cool character.
Like, give me every gimmick in the world. I don't get why you wouldn't want that.
Like, for the most part, I've seen a lot of positive reception from, like, casuals, competitive players.
Oh, no, yeah, like, I haven't really seen anybody been like, ooh, no, it's Steve from Minecraft.
The only people that are like that are people that wanted their generic anime sword fighter to be in the game.
Like, the thing is, it's like, I want, like, Bucciarati in the game, but, like, they've already said they're not gonna put, like, anime or manga people in Smash. Like,
yeah.
I've accepted that they're not gonna put who I want in Smash.
I'd want a Resident Evil rep. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. Like, Leon Kennedy.
Yeah, like, that's one of my, like, high-up characters. Like, either, like,
Dude.
Leon, Claire, Jill, Chris. Give me any of them, honestly. I'd be fine.
Honestly, can you imagine fucking... it's not Resident Evil, but fucking Pyramid Head in Smash? That'd be fucking awesome.
I wonder if they would ever think about doing that. That would be, like, a little too much, because, like, it is, like, still trying to be a family-ish game. But, like, they do have Solid Snake.
No. They have Bayonetta,
Yeah, I
though.
know. It's just, like I feel like if you have like a horror character, that might not be the best fit, but I don't know. They could do it. Like Snake is literally from like a military stealth game.
Snake has a gun.
Yeah, he has a gun.
Game. And
He
grenades.
throws frag
and
grenades at people. And Bayonetta is like, like a super sexual, not like super sexualized, but she's like a sexual-ish character.
Well, she definitely is sexualized. Not like in a exploitative way.
No, but she's definitely supposed to have like a bit of sex appeal.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. I just like... I always think about like what would be... Because I remember like back in like 2008 and stuff, like I literally remember when Sonic was announced.
That was massive.
As like I remember the day that Sonic was announced for Brawl.
That was one of the biggest things ever.
Like it was on like a Japanese website, I forget the name, but I was at not Alex that was in this call, but my cousin Alex, another person. I was at his house and like we were like watching the Smash reveal or like, reading the Smash reveals as they were happening. And then that one happened and we were like, we thought it was kind of a joke at first. Like, what the fuck? Sonic is in Smash now? But, like, no. Like, it actually...
And now it's just
happened.
like, well, yeah, no shit.
And now... But it's so funny, because now it's like, oh, now Cloud is in the
That
game
one was huge
shit.
for me. Like, that was one of the, like, first, like, really big ones where it was like, okay, like, nothing will top this. And now they've topped it a few times.
I think, like, even having Persona in the game is pretty cool.
I think the
like,
coolest part about having Joker being added in was the way they did it, because they didn't say, like, oh yeah, we're announcing a Smash character. They literally just, like, at the Game Awards, they just fucking, like, right then and there, it was like, he flipped over the thing, it was a Smash letter, and everyone, like, lost their shit. That was really cool.
Can I talk about the Game Awards really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't remember if we've talked about it before, but I want to give a shout out to Jeff Keighley. I like that guy.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that guy. I know he's the Doritos Pope.
I think that's
like,
funny.
Oh no, that thing is hilarious, but like, I don't know. Like, Jeff Keighley to me is an interesting character study because, like, I feel like even from, like, the offset, like, he knew, like, how much of a shill he was for, like, Doritos and Mountain Dew and, like, video games and stuff. But he did it anyway, and then eventually, like, built integrity, and then, like, is now, to me, like, really respectable.
No, I think
and,
he's
like,
fine.
No, I really like him, yeah. Like, have you seen that video of him where he's, like, completely fucking owning Angry Joe?
Yeah.
No, he's, like, I mean, I guess it's not that hard to own Angry
Not
Joe.
at all.
Have you seen Major Nelson owning Angry Joe?
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Like, dude, my favorite part of that video is when fucking Angry Joe's like, oh, it would be like really simple, it'd be like really easy to take this out, and he's like, oh, are you onto the development team? Like, do you know? Like,
yeah,
like, just completely like put him on the spot. Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, people can complain about games and that, but they gotta understand, like, you can't just, like, do things like that. You have, like, a lot of work goes into shit.
Honestly, like, that's why I respect what Spoonie used to be, where he would just, like, be in the middle of E3 and just yell the word betrayal. Like, that's, like, what gaming journalism should be to me.
Yeah, that's fucking
like,
hilarious.
And I like, Lord Cat was like, oh, Spoonie, you're, like, ruining my reputation by doing this. And it's like, who gives a shit? Like, it's funny.
Yeah, like, as, like, I guess, quote, cringe as, like, some people find that. Like, it's just funny. Like...
I don't, like, the thing is, like, I don't think it's cringe at all. Like, I think it's
yeah,
hilarious.
it's just genuinely pretty funny.
And, like, the best part, like, the funniest part, it's almost like a Sam Hyde type bit. Like, the funniest part is Angry Joe's reaction where he's like, oh, I don't know this guy. Like, I'm not, like,
they were so
affiliated with him.
embarrassed
Like,
by it.
I know, and, like, that's amazing.
Alright, so we covered the whole Minecraft Smash thing, covered, well, at the very start we were talking a little political, so let's go back to that, actually. I want to talk about the debates, because that was a couple days ago.
Oh my god. Yeah, so the debates happened, and, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel really alienated, because I feel like Trump won the debate just by, like, being the kind of shit show that I wanted the debates to be, but everyone else thinks the Biden won because, like, he wasn't.
I guess on a more
like,
objective side he did, but, like,
No,
I don't care about
like,
that. I want entertainment.
Like, the thing is, like, yeah, the thing is, like, I agree that he, from, like, an actual debate standpoint, definitely won, but, like, Trump, like, just was more entertaining, and, like, when we always said, like, oh, we want, like, a debate between Biden and Trump, like, we got what we wanted, a complete shit show, and so now people are like, oh, like, they're now, like, complaining that we got a shit show, even though that's what we want.
I mean, we
like,
just watch it like it's WWE, especially me, because I'm
no,
not even
exactly.
American.
Well,
I'm
like,
just sitting
I'm not
back.
voting for either of those fucking people, like, there's no fucking way.
Hey, I gotta make my
But
big
it's
statement
just
later.
entertaining to watch them go back and forth, and, like, Trump is, like, just saying all this, like, really vicious shit against Biden, while Biden is just like, oh, get a load of this guy. Or
Well,
whatever.
like, Biden said something, and then
It's
Trump...
very surreal to watch.
Biden said something,
like,
Trump's like, he lost the
actual-
left, or whatever. It's like, well,
like,
he never had the lefts
the
to begin
people that
with.
will potentially be running my country
Yeah.
to, like, interact like that
Yeah.
is really weird.
Trump telling Biden he lost the left, and then saying that he has, like, big masks. Like, that's the kind of shit I live for, because it's just, like, it's so stupid.
Should we bring this to an end? We're like an hour in.
Yeah, sure, I just want to get into a wrap-up.
Wrap up about, yeah, like, what do you got?
Basically, all I want to say is that whoever the fuck, sends me a video, or any of us here a video of them taking their, like, election ballot, rolling it up into a joint and smoking it, and saying fuck Trump, fuck Biden, love EMESIS, I'll give you, like, fucking $30 or something. I'll pay you.
I will also do that. Like, I'll ante up, or not, well, not ante, but, like, I guess that is anteing up, yeah. Like, I'll also contribute that amount if you do that.
Because,
for
like,
us.
I mean, I fucking hate both of them, and I'm not even American, so I guess my opinion doesn't matter too much, but, like, as
Well,
someone
I'm American,
that's, like...
and I hate them both, too.
I guess as someone that falls under the dirtbag lefty tag, you know, I'm really not that into the Democrats or the Republicans, but, like, if you vote for them, I don't really care, but, like, if you don't vote and you do something funny with your ballot, like smoke a joint out of it, I'll fucking pay you.
No, well, no, you have to make a joint out of it at this point. Like, that's our EMESIS request.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening, everybody. Look out for our next episode. We're going to have Double Swee on. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, there you go.
He is a very legendary YouTuber, musician, rapper,
Filmmaker.
man of multi-talents.
He's a filmmaker.
Fortnite player.
Esports
he's
pro.
Minecraft player. Well, you'll look forward to it. Thank you for listening, everybody. And stay off the rails.